I guess you were named Manager of the Week. Can you talk about how much that is a representation of the team performance against San Antonio?
Exactly that. It's about the team. Those things is for the staff and the players. It's nice to get it, but without the players, I don't get it.
What was identified in the change of style in some ways in that San Antonio game? What made you and your staff think this is the way to attack this opponent this week?
No, I just think, we were still the same. Obviously, we wanted more of the ball, but sometimes, it's not possible. You're playing against a team that had 4 wins, and they were expecting maybe certain things from us, and we basically kind of said after, with them is, now you hurt us. Because sometimes I think that's what it takes, but the mature performance the boys had, the togetherness, the drive and the willingness leading up, because we only look at the game, but you have to look at the leading up to it as well, was fantastic, and that's what you look at as a coach, and then you identify the opposition's weaknesses, and as well as the players who are very involved in it, which was very good. And that's when we talk about having an environment which is growth, players buying in, players also playing their part in making sure that the game plan was on point. It's just super.
How does it feel to just get the first victory? It seems sometimes like teams just either need a goal to get started or need a win to kind of get started. Is that how you felt after this win?
Not me, especially not our staff, but we knew what these players are capable of. But sometimes as players, it's always important, to get a little bit of a validation when you're doing well, but that the results are not coming. So we talked a little bit about the adversity that we face with the injuries, with the plane delayed. I have them making it in by midnight, 12:30, and then you have to have an afternoon game. But the resilience and the grit that the players shows is fantastic, and they have shown it all since we started in pre-season. So for us, it was nothing new, right? But to see the drive that they had and understanding that doing the little things will lead into the performance and the victory that they won, and that was more important to us. Winning is nice, but performance over time is the difference between creating a winning team and becoming a team that is up and down.
As far as Braxton, he got the start, and it seems like you're calling upon him, obviously through injuries or, just him playing really well in those minutes that he's gotten. Talk to us about his performance, how you trusted in him and his, how he did against San Antonio.
Well, we saw Braxton the very first week we were here. We went out to the academy just to keep an eye on the academy, just to keep on what players is around academy, and he stood out. And for us, seeing him in preseason, the growth that he makes, so it was no-brainer for us. And as well as, we talk about development, we talk about winning. Those two goes hand in hand, and he showcased that he's capable, more than capable, to play at this level. So I call him a young man with an old soul, right? And he's very composed when he plays. Nothing phases him. He just go about his business, and that is testament to what has been in the youth and what is also coming out of the youth. And for us as coaching staff to use him was great. He's a young man with a great future, and he's just going to continue to get better and better. So he deserves to play. And for me, it's about Phoenix rising, progressing and winning games, and he deserves to be in the starting 11.
I've seen that he's committed to playing in, I believe, Northern Illinois next year. Is there any talk about keeping him longer, just given his performances? I know he's been playing a lot more due to injuries, but just...
No, I mean, he has shown that he's capable to play, and with young players, we expect the peaks, we expect the pitfalls, so he's going to be a little bit up and down. So for us, it's just keeping him and helping him grow, and we know, yes, he has a college, he's already committed, but for us is to continue, to use him, and we'll see when the time is right to talk about something else.
How important was it to get Emmy back in the team next to him and JP back in the team next to him to maybe provide a little more support defensively for a player who's in that?
No, Emmy, as I said prior, Emmy is very important to the squad in the way he plays the game. He's a footballer, we know what he can bring to the table. And JP is our silent leader, who goes about his business, very professional, somebody also, it means a lot, because he's from Phoenix. This means a lot to him, and, we were not planning of using him, but due to circumstances, he has to go in, and he showed what he's capable of, given that he's just coming from an injury, and to give us the minutes that he gave us just truly shows the character of a person that he is and what it means for him to be part of this team. So he's one of our many great leaders that we have in this team that we know that when it's called upon, they're always going to stand up.
Felicidades por la primera victoria de la temporada. ¿Cuál fue la diferencia en este partido comparado a los partidos anteriores para que tu equipo hubiera podido conseguir esa victoria?
Para mí esto no es mucho y no cambiar, eso es solo más de esencia, todos jugadores y le entiendo mucho por trabajar por acá, él nunca y le cambiar. Para mí es más o menos. Yo soy muy feliz por la performance. Esta para mí está muy importante. Victorias. Con performance, esto es muy importante para mí.
¿Y qué funcionó defensivamente para tu equipo para que no les metan un gol temprano en el partido?
Sí, para mí esto no es difícil, porque fútbol es fútbol. Para mí, yo soy entrenador con el otro equipo y le marca uno, es muy importante, el equipo no marca dos.
Entrando a este próximo partido frente a Detroit, ¿cuál es la diferencia que le va a presentar el equipo de Detroit comparado a los que presentó San Antonio?
Detroit es un equipo y le juega muy bien organización, defensivo y le trabaja duro. Para mí son dos diferentes equipos.
In English, what does Detroit provide that's different?
No, listen, it's a well-organized team, but for us, it's a two different team. We're going to still continue to focus on what we can improve daily with our players, and and they're going to present a different matchup, which we're looking forward to as well.
And you mentioned JP stepping up. Injuries, you guys were a little healthier last week. Do you feel like the worst of it is past you, and fitness-wise is improving every day?
We shall see. No, right now is obviously you get a little bit bodies back, so that is very helpful, But you never know when the injury box is gonna fully get out. So for now, we just very quiet in terms of when we speak about it. But again, listen, this is part of football, and it's shown. And for me, the biggest thing that is shown about this group is their belief. And when you have that in the groove, regardless what is thrown upon you, you're going to continue to rise and you're going to continue to get better. And again, they've got that victory that is needed, because again, in 5 games, I cannot sit here and say that we've been outplayed, but I can sit here and say that we've created some of the problems for ourselves. And hopefully with that win now, a little bit of, a little bit of that pressure is a little bit off for them, and now they can just focus on playing the game.
One of those problems that you've touched on in the past that you've created for yourselves has been set pieces. That seemed on the surface to be much improved against San Antonio. Yeah. Where do you guys think you made strides in the past game in that department?
The biggest thing I felt that we did was the resilience that the group showed, which we know that they have, but also they recognize it themselves, and that they understand that doing the little things is always going to be what is needed to play a good game, to get a great performance, then win a game. And I think the engagement not only from the starters but as well from the players that came into the game. Hope and Mo provided, Forme, DJ came in very well, and that is what we're going to need, right? We're going to need all these players to step up, and all of step by step they're all stepping up when asked upon. So we just got to continue and hopefully get healthy. Like I say, it's better to face all this trouble now than to face it at the ending of the season.
I guess on the point of facing all that trouble, what do you think is the one thing you want to see improve amongst your team the most?
Everything.
Sure.
Everything. Because I don't think we haven't hit our ceiling yet, which again, it's the beginning of the season. We will evaluate the group in another 5 more games, and then we'll continue to evaluate it. But I think we are heading the right direction, and and everything is a stepping stone, because new regime, new ask, new task. So the growth is there, and that's what makes us pride, and we just continue to build step by step.
And then a player like Remy stepping up, taking that penalty with the confidence that he does. He seems like he's playing the number 9 position exactly how you'd want a number 9 to. Not really thinking, just kind of taking his chances.
Again, we know what Remy is capable, and unfortunately, he couldn't show it last year due to different circumstances. But he's a very important player for this group, not only on the field but off the field as a connector for the group. So he's happy, he's doing well, and for him it's about continue, and he's hungry to get better. So that's just going to help us.